Hello and welcome to another week's edition of the Weekly Waller Review Show. You had another good week yet again last week with four city winners. Chatelard making it 3 in a row on the Wednesday, and then 3 down in Melbourne on Saturday with Giuseppe, Wayanka and Allwood.
All systems firing, Charlie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Chatelard 3 from 3, and great to see Melbourne stable get a treble at Flemington. That's no easy feat. All 3 horses won with a bit of authority. Allwood, very impressive. Wayanka, impressive coming back in distance, and Giuseppe
on the backup.
Yeah, 7-day backup, two Flemington wins in a row. Not many horses do that, Charles.
No. And yesterday we had a good day up at the Beaumont track in Newcastle.
Yeah.
With Morovy and Midnight Delight.
Yeah, Morovy, son of Frankel, very impressive I thought. Still very new and raw, a lot of improvement to come. Hugh Bowman full of compliments post-race, was encouraging to hear. And I think we'll see a pretty bright future in store for this horse. Not sure how far he'll get this prep, but watch out in the autumn, he'll certainly be there as a force to be reckoned with. Midnight Delight, she was good, well-deserved win, she's been trialling well. It won't be her last win either.
No. And we'll head straight into Randwick where the Great Mare returns. So, race 2, we have Syed with 61 kilos but barrier 1 in a small field.
Very impressive last start, same distance, big win. He's going to be hard to beat again. 61 brings them back to the field, of course. But what more can you do? He's this preparation, he's just gone from strength to strength. And if he's going to be a metropolitan contender, being a Group 1 race, then regardless of the weight, he should be very hard to beat Saturday.
We also have in the same race Vassal with Brenton Avdulla.
Yeah, I think he can bounce back. He's a son of Dan Silly. They like good tracks, and they seem to be, well, a horse like him needs to be fully fit, which he is now. Last starter's run was terrific. He just got too far back. Whether that's the horse or whether it's the way the race was run, I don't know. But he needs to be a lot closer, and if he can be closer, I'm sure he could certainly fight out the finish.
And we also have 4 Carat.
You could make a rough case for him. Down the weights is when he seems to perform at his best. He's rock hard fit now. No excuses, it's not a big field. All 3 should be running in the first 3. Otherwise, well, in particular, Vassal in the room.
Vassal and 4 Carat.
4 Carat, they might be moving on. So obviously they need to improve to beat Sayed, but see how they go.
Okay, into race 4 we have Exciting Stayer, Life Less Ordinary resuming, with an apprentice on, or a stable apprentice, Lee McGorry, claiming valuable 3 kilos off.
Yeah, his trials have been very good. His first up run in Australia was a winning run, but it was over 1800. You'd be a bit cheeky to think that he could win first up against the sprinters over this distance, but as you said, he's a pretty promising stayer, albeit a winner over 2 miles, but he can't do much more to impress us than what he's done in his trials, so I'm sure he'll run a cheeky race and in for a really good preparation.
And we also have Coming Through resuming.
Yeah, he's a quality colt. He was Group 1 placed in the autumn. He's only had a handful of starts, still learning his game, I guess you could say. Now as a more mature 4-year-old, he finally looks the part, so come back a much stronger horse and should be in for a good preparation. We'd like to think that he could be an Epsom chance, so a good first up run with the big weight is expected, but he'll certainly improve on whatever he does on Saturday.
And into the up and coming stakes we have Calculated off the back of an impressive trial on Monday.
Yeah, he's going well, this horse. I think he started to trim down a little bit when you saw him race and run second at Rose Hill. I thought he's still carrying a bit of excess weight, so finally starting to trim down to a proper racehorse. As you said, he had a trial on Monday morning, he did everything right there. Got a good draw, that should see him get cover and attack the line. This is a handicap race. It'll bring some of those better performed horses back to the field with their bigger weights.
Okay, and into the Bob Ingham Warwick Stakes. We have Antonio Giuseppe, barrier 5, Thai England.
Yeah, stay resuming. He's on a path which will take him to the Metropolitan, hopefully a 4th up run from his spell. Tomorrow's the first run. Look, as long as he's finishing off, I'd be more than happy. It gives him a good solid platform into a mile next start, and then the 2,000 metre race leading into the Metrop. He's in for a good prep. He's come back well.
Okay, we also have Winks, who's drawn barrier 2, Huburn.
Yeah, well, what more can you say about her? She's come back very well. Couldn't be any happier with the way her preparation's gone. Weight-wise, she looks fantastic. She's just covering a little bit more, well, weighing in a little bit heavier, but it looks like she's even growing and strengthened up. I think the people that get there to the races on Saturday will be pretty happy with the way she looks. She's trialled well. She's worked well since that trial, and she should strip in pretty good order for Saturday's race. She's drawn 2, as you say. Barrier's not too much of a concern for her. She's got great acceleration. She'll just sit back and ready to make her run whenever Huey calls on her.
And we also have Foxplay resuming barrier 3, Kieran McAvoy.
I would have liked to have dodged Winks with Foxplay, but it's unavoidable. She could have run in another race on the day, but would have had close to the top weight, and I think for a smaller mare it's not really fair first up, so unfortunately takes on Winks and other older horses, but she is a Group 1 winner in her own right and did beat the older horses when winning that. She's come back well. She's strengthened up considerably. She's in for a good prep ahead, and I'm sure she'll run well on Saturday.
And into the show county we have another exciting horse in Ome Sword, barrier 1.
She's come back well, Charlie. Obviously trialled in good order. 1,200 metres, I don't think will be too short for her. She's quite an explosive type of a sprinting horse. She's drawn well. She'll get a lovely run with a lightweight, and she's in for a good prep. She's come back really well.
Okay, we'll quickly nip down to Caulfield where we just have 2 in. We have Wayanka, who's 4th emergency, drawn barrier 7.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that, but obviously they've got a lot of depth in the Melbourne races, the first part of the spring. Like Sydney, they've had good weather, and it's been making prepare the horses just that little bit easier. So big fields, last start winner as we touched on at the start of the show, but unfortunately he needs 4 scratchings. Probably will get it. There's a lot of horses obviously drawn wide. They seem to get a few more scratchings in Melbourne than Sydney, so let's hope that he gains a start because he's flying. It will be 3 weeks in a row, but you wouldn't know it. Looking at him, he looks picture perfect.
And we also have Amavatio, barrier 9 in the field of 12.
Yeah, run second his last 2 starts, carrying big weights, similar type races. Caulfield, he has won there in the past, but doesn't really suit his racing style. Fortunately, Damien Oliver's aboard. He's a master of riders. We'll leave it up to Damien and see how we can get him home.
Okay, then we've got 3 up in Doomben. Loving Home with an apprentice on board, barrier 10.
Yeah, big weight to carry. Matthew McGilvray claims the 1.5. Awkward draw, probably just riding a touch quieter to ensure he gets cover and see how he finishes off.
And last start winner, Devil Hawk, barrier 12.
Yeah, I think the confidence will do him the world of good. He's also gone up in the weight sharply, but he's a pretty handy horse, and now that he's found that winning feeling, I think he's the pick of our 3 and be very hard to beat, but just needs a touch of luck from the draw.
And the rumour file, 3rd up, 2200, Damien Brown.
Also drawn very wide. Go back, get some cover and see how he finishes off. Starting to improve. As I said, Devil Hawk's probably my preference, but either the other 2 could be chances. They're racing well.
Okay, well good luck Chris.
Good luck, Charlie.
And good luck to all of you.